Emisión.net.
Hello again and welcome to Letter from England, broadcasting for AC Press and the Spanish Evangelical Alliance. Stop the Traffic is an international campaign working against the exploitation of people. This includes sex trafficking, slave labour and child soldiering. The Spanish Evangelical Alliance has joined this campaign and is one of its main promoters within Spain. Although the campaign as such is not a religious one, the Evangelical Alliance feels that it's important for Christians to be involved in areas of social justice. The campaign is driven by the desire to fight for the freedom, dignity and human rights of the most vulnerable. Stop the Traffic is made up of an international coalition of groups interested in helping those who suffer exploitation, in whatever form that comes, and working to eliminate it. Sex traffickers trade at least 18,000 women a year in Spain, where it is now calculated that there are around 300,000 prostitutes. Stop the Traffic campaign is targeting newspapers, asking them not to advertise the trade in which 80% of trafficked women end up, namely prostitution. They hope that a reduction in demand would lead to a reduction in trafficking, and that a reduction in publicity would lead to a reduction in demand. Well, campaigners say that 95% of prostitutes have been sexually abused, that between 60 and 75% have been raped, and that a high proportion of them have been beaten as well. Thus, for many, prostitution is a kind of slavery. The campaign is calling on people to send 6 postcards to 6 different newspapers, asking them to stop advertising prostitution. Meanwhile, at the governmental level, governments have generally adopted one of 2 very different approaches to the problem. Holland and Germany have legalized prostitution in an attempt to regulate it, whereas Sweden has banned it completely. The Stop the Traffic campaigners say that time has shown that in countries where prostitution has been legalized, abuses have increased, as has prostitution generally, as well as the number of trafficked women. Meanwhile, in Sweden, where it's been banned, and where prostitutes are not considered criminals but their clients are, the number of trafficked prostitutes is calculated at no more than 300, which compares very favourably to neighbouring countries. Norway 3,000 to 4,000, Denmark 5,000 to 6,000, and Finland 15,000 to 17,000. Well, the numbers of prostitutes make stark reading, and the Stop the Traffic campaign is much needed, not just in the area of prostitution, but in many areas of social justice around the world. And the Spanish Evangelical Alliance is to be commended for signing up to a campaign which is not directly Christian, but is surely following the biblical mandate for justice and for dignity and for the care of the needy and the most vulnerable. And so the Alliance is to be commended for getting involved in that, and it'll be interesting to see how many people support and come on board in supporting this project and campaign in the years to come. Thank you for listening to Letter from England, broadcasting each week at emission.net. Goodbye.
Emisión.net